4 things that destroy relationships and marriages. First one, criticism. Attacking the person's character or personality. And yes, there are things about both people. You as well, like me better. But it's the way that you address the person's flaws of character, flaws of actions and modalities of behavior, the tone of voice, how you sound when you speak to that person. You know, be careful that you're not speaking to somebody about something very sensitive to the person when they're very tired, hungry. I mean, it's come from a long day at work. You know, you be very careful about the timing. Timing is very, very important, and that you don't just say, I know, because we're very prone to say, you always do this wrong, you always do this, and you do, but also don't forget to say, when you do this, I feel hurt, I feel not respected, I feel not seen, I feel not loved, I feel not appreciated, I feel not valued. And I want us to have a stronger, harmonious, stable relationship, but I need to address these things. That's making me harder to show you love and do this for you, right? And what can I do also about myself as well? What things about me can I work on, right? And a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people are just quick to just say what's wrong with the other person, but not say what about me can be refined better. And just say, schedule a time. I mean, if we gotta schedule a time to talk quietly, you know, if it's in the house full of kids, just, you know, get someone to quickly watch them for about an hour or so, and drive somewhere and talk alone in the park somewhere, or, you know, and discuss it. But people don't like to be attacked physically, so definitely not verbally, not emotionally. All right. Contempt, or communicate and discuss with the other person. So people don't like to feel like they don't belong. People want to feel like they belong, you know, in the home, in the marriage, right? And you always vilely talking to the person about things, about how they are. They don't feel like, man, I guess I don't belong here. And there's going to be a separation there. Because the person is, on your eyes, totally disgusting. Totally just horrendous. And if you're dealing with someone that's truly just low down and maybe abusive and totally just has checked out of the relationship, and you're really trying, then it might be time to leave. But if it's like certain things that maybe he spends money on certain things that you don't like, maybe not washing his clothes, leaving underwear all over the place, or, you know, not communicating about the kids or something like that, I don't know, whatever it is, you got to be careful that about the you always do this and you always say that and you always, you know, people don't like that. You wouldn't like that, you know. So you have to really refine your speech, as the Bible says about the speech that's seasoned with salt. You need flavorful speech, not the bitter speech, the sweet speech, the salty speech, right? The one that can bring flavor back to the relationship. Defensiveness, believing the other person is responsible for the conflict. And this is typically people who are narcissistic, prideful, and it's hard to get to these people. It's hard to really talk to these people. There's like some sort of blockage in the brain that's keeping them, the neurons are not firing properly, they don't understand it. There's a demonic stronghold, there's some sort of trauma from the past that needs to be dealt with, that just keeping them from truly seeing them. Because everybody sees it but that person. and they feel like they're okay, right? But there are times when legitimately, you know, a person's always complaining that this person is responsible for why they're not doing well financially, why their house is not in order, why their kids are not doing this, and rather than look at themselves and say, okay, what am I doing as well? Am I doing anything to make it better? Am I doing anything that is contributing to the issue, or is it always that other person? Right? And many times, you know, it's both people that's doing something that's not making it better, not making it healthier, right? And we cannot control what the other person does. We can only control what we do, right? And one of the most powerful things is that's happening is results. Like when someone sees the results, like for example, I'm a street preacher, and you know, people, you know, questions being answered, and people thanking me, and crying, and you know, and people who have got right with God because of my ministry, got right with God, gone back to church, gone back to deep fellowship. You know, that's the results. That's results, right? So somebody can say, "Oh, dang, then you're not effective. You're not really no one ever talks to you. Nobody. You're not effective. You know, just come. All right, well, see for yourself. You know, come out, evangelize with me, and you'll see for yourself. You know, person can say, "Well, the house is never clean. There's always roaches over the place." And well, let me clean the house. Let me take care of the house and clean it up, and you see within a week there'll be no more roaches, no more. Let me take over, and you'll see for yourself. I'll show you. And then once the evidence shows for itself, wow, our budget, we're always coming up short, $300, or in a deficit. All right, let me take over for a month, and if I'm wrong, you take over. But I bet you I take over give me a month, or 3 months, and I bet you, I show you, we're gonna have a surplus of $2,000, right? Or whatever the amount is, a surplus. Let the results show for itself. All right, and then we'll see who is, you know, making it harder for their marriage and whatever area of life, right? And the last one, stonewalling, turning away from the conflict in a relationship. You know, and that's something that naturally has, for a long time, I've struggled with, and you know, and I've done a lot of healing with that, and you know, there are time to occasion my wife and I disagree on things, right? You know, very rare, but occasionally, and I can feel that tension, that desire to like not want to talk, not want to not want to move forward. And I said, oh no, this is what I was operating like in my 20s. You know, I said, I'm not gonna do that. I know this is not gonna work out well. And I said, no. Can it be a little time where there's a little time to process and think things through? Yeah, but don't prolong it. Don't prolong it. You know, ideally before the day's over, before 24 hours. You know, my personal opinion. But the longer it goes, the more it's time wasted. Like it's time that's wasted. That, man, we could just talk about it, humble ourselves, talk gently, hear each other out, and deal with the problem and confront the problem, more than just assassinating each other's character, assassinating each other's personalities, right? But turning away is not going to solve the problem. It has to be addressed. It has to be spoken about. Although it feels painful, hard to talk about it, you don't want to feel like it. But it's not about feelings. It's about principles, about doing what's right, talking about it, although it's not comfortable. It's not comfortable comforting somebody that is a certain way. It's not easy. Every party doesn't want to comfort the person, but if you don't confront, things are not going to get better. Things are not going to change. All right? It has to be a healthy confrontation too. Check yourself. Get right with yourself before you confront that person. All right, y'all. God bless y'all. Love you.